What's up, everybody? This is KC from Shawn and KC on Vacay mode. Today is Techy Tuesday. Today, I set aside to help out, smaller channels. Wonder why they're not growing or, getting to 100K like they would like. Now, today, this Techie Tuesday gonna be somewhat different, but not necessarily different. But it's gonna be to the point, because I noticed a lot of channels are making a lot of mistakes, and they're not really understanding why, what I'm saying, they're not growing or how come it's taking them so long, and I noticed a trend out there that everybody's doing is the same thing over and over and over. The same trend that I've noticed is everybody's copying everybody. And what I mean by that is everybody's starting to do these lives and they're not meaningful to their channel. You kind of jumping over the fundamentals to going straight to live because you're trying to make up some time or get subscribers. Nothing wrong with getting subscribers, but it's how you're going about doing it, which is the wrong way. A lot of people go to different channels and people sub on their channels and stuff like that. But a lot of them, probably 50% of the people that's actually coming onto your channel and joining you are sub for sub. What I'm saying? They don't really watch your channel or, watch your videos like you would like. What I'm saying? Me, I'm very a supporter, to everybody's channel and I watch everything. And as me watching this, I started learning that people are going on people's channel just to rank up numbers. Okay, but ranking up numbers is not the biggest issue. The biggest issue the biggest part of your channel. The biggest part of your channel is your time. You got YouTube is requiring even to be monetized 4,000, not minutes, 4,000 hours. 4,000 hours. Now, people don't pay attention to these 4,000 hours, and by the time they get, 1,000 subscribers, they're ready to go monetize. And then now they got to make up all of this, say time that they didn't do during their time of, accumulating their subs. See, and that's where that's where I got that people are copying one another. They see one group of people that are they see one group of folks doing one thing. They feel that's the best thing to do. What's going on, Mong Bag too? You, they always they what they do is they see a lot of people, going on other channels, and they think that's what they're supposed to do. But they have to actually start from the beginning. You have to start with the basics, what I'm saying, just to grow. And if you're gonna go live, you have to have some meaningful content that people are gonna actually come back to. Now you can't just go live and just be hanging out and letting it sit, what I'm saying, watching the wall and stuff like that, because nobody's gonna come back to that content and watch it. Now, when you have conversational content, like say for instance, this is not a shout out, but Tasha K. What I'm saying? She actually has a talk show about and it lures people in to watch. And it's information that's informative and true. It may not all be true, but people actually go back to revisit her live stream. Now compare that to your live stream. When you're doing a live stream. Now, are you just hanging out? You know what I'm saying? And is there any reason why I should come back to share your content or to review your content because do you have any information that I want to watch? Now, that was one of the key things that I kept noticing every time I would go to people's live stream is they like, yeah, some people hang out, I have like 20 people, 15 or 10 in the room and stuff like that. But if you notice, your numbers fluctuate and you might keep a steady number of 12 or 15. But if you see your likes at 35, people are not hanging in there long enough. What I'm saying? So you're not really getting, the hours, what I'm saying, like you would like. And that's what a lot of people was having was are getting confused about. What I'm saying? They're not, wondering why, what I'm saying, my time is not growing because people are not hanging there long enough for the analytics to calculate them An hour calculated for an hour, or calculated for a minute, because they're in there in and out, hopping in and out of your channel, and you might be on there for like 3 or 4 hours. I've seen some people go as long as 24 hours leaving their stream on. Now, I've seen another channel where I can see why a lot of people come back to their channel because they play music. They're all about music. So people like to listen to music. So they're going to sit there and listen to your music. So I may see about 50 to 100 people on their channel. Now, do you wonder why, like, man, I got, 12,000, 1,200 subs, but I only get 12 to 13 or maybe say 40 people sitting in the room. You get 40, that's great, but mind you, that's just for that time. You want your minutes to keep going without you around. So are you making content that people understand or even care to look at? Like, say for instance, you did a live cooking, and you're displaying it or talking about the recipe and stuff like that. People are actually going to sit there and watch it through, and then you might do something that they may have forgot you did and come back to your video, to watch it. Now that is shareable and content that people actually will want to watch again. So when you're doing live, you want to make sure you're making a video that people want to come back to, and that's what I wanted to mention, because a lot of people don't understand that. Live is cool, when you're getting your subs and stuff like that, but that's only one part of your channel. What you need, what I noticed in a lot of channels is they don't have thumbnails. People are like, what's a thumbnail? Like, why do I have to do that? I type on there. If your thumbnail is not attractive, if your thumbnail is not attractive at all, why should I come to you? It's just like me going to the grocery store and I'm there for a sugary cereal, right? So I look at Wheaties like I don't want Wheaties, like that. I don't like the packaging. I don't like, what it have in it. So I'm gonna go over and look at, Sugar Smacks. I'm going back in the day with that, but you understand what I mean? Captain Crunch, say for instance. So okay, I go for Captain Crunch before I would go for Wheaties, and that's the same with thumbnails. When I look at your thumbnail and say for instance, you're a mukbang, channel. This is all for my mukbang folks to understand what I'm saying. When you out there doing mukbang challenges, have you ever looked at your competitor? See what their thumbnails are? And wonder why they got over 1,000 views or 10,000 views. It's all about what they put in there, what surprising thing, what food they presented in front of their camera. But people won't click on your YouTube if your stuff is not attractive. It's just like an attractive woman or attractive male sitting in front of a picture, It's like swipe left, swipe right, like that. Which one are you, when you have a thumbnail? You actually have to make sure your thumbnail is well presented to whoever's looking at it. Because mind you, you got millions and millions of people looking at these videos and looking at your thumbnails. Some may read your title, some may just look at your thumbnails. But what you want to do is you don't want people to look the other way when they see your video. A lot of people don't understand it. They be like, man, I'm not growing, my channel not getting big. Why I'm only getting 30 views. I mean, I've been doing reviews on people's channels, and I went through and I saw people that was complaining about, saying, how come I'm not growing, or how come I don't got my time, or how come people are not watching my videos? The first thing I saw was your thumbnail. I was like, okay, you don't have a consistent thumbnail. Your thumbnail has to attract me in there. So when you're making a thumbnail, you actually have to look at your thumbnail yourself and say, why do I need to click on that? Or why did you become a mukbang? Did you see somebody else, mukbang video, and you was like, okay, man, this is cool. Mind you, the first thing is the eyes when it come down to food. You see it look attractive, you want to click on it. But if somebody makes something a little bit more brighter than your video, they're going to click on that video first. So it's all about the wording, how large it is, how big it is, what goofy things you put in the video. Those things you have to look at and take really seriously. It can't be something that you look over, just title it something, or just say, okay, my friend just put, her face on it and it got a lot of views. Now, this is my second point. Copycats. You guys like to copycat each other, but you don't understand why you guys are not doing, growing. You know what I'm saying? You copying somebody else, and everybody stays in that same realm of not making it like they want. You know what I'm saying? The big key is just to get to 1,000, but it ain't. It's not really the biggest thing. The biggest thing is to get to be monetized. That's what everybody here for, to get money, right? You here to get money? I'm here to get money. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to tell you the fastest way to get it, and you have to have these fundamentals out the way. The other thing that I noticed, well, let me not skip over copy. Okay, when I saw the trend of copying everybody, say, okay, he did it. Nobody really answered the question. They just kind of generalizing what they did, and they'll tell you, like, go to that channel and they'll help you like that. But how come you didn't know? You know what I'm saying? You're the one giving them suggestions to send them over there to that channel, but how come you don't know, how to tell them yourself? That is what I started doing. I got tired of, people sending me left and right, and I start finding it out, and I'm going to tell you, how to do it, because I don't feel it's fair. We all friends. We all here supporting each other. We all, hanging out with one another and stuff like that. But I feel like I need to tell you how I got where I need to got to, and, you need to do the next. Pass it on to the next person. But one of the main things, like I said, I'm going to say again, is your hours. You must get 40,000 hours alone. I mean, sorry. So excuse me. Correction. 4,000 hours. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all gonna be screaming at me. 4,000 hours along with your 4K or over your 4K. Don't do it right at 4K, because some people may drop off, on your video and stuff like that. And if you drop under 1,000, you're monetized, they'll throw your monetized out, and you got to start over again. So you want to definitely be careful, of that. But one thing that I'm saying about copycatting, you want to keep that in your head. Don't follow somebody that's in the same boat as you. I mean, no, y'all can support each other, but make sure the advice is correct when he's telling you. Make sure you're not saying like, well, he did this and he did that, or I don't know why I'm like this. Well, you need to start finding out. I know a lot of people are not tech. Okay, we understand you're not tech savvy, but also too, YouTube has their own way of learning. YouTube does have a class for you to learn this for free. On YouTube, to learn how to monetize, how to grow, thumbnails, tags, descriptions, everything. Don't go to nobody other than YouTube, because YouTube knows their own system and how it works. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I follow. I follow what YouTube says. Everybody else may say this here and there, but YouTube is one of the main ones that you want to go to their class and take it up. Even if you take up a little bit of something, make sure that you look through that, and see exactly what they're asking and why you're not doing as well as you think you are, or why you're falling down. Because I don't want nobody to fall off from YouTube. There's money out here for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a commercial. Everybody can pay into the commercial and gonna get paid. If you all this video, I'm just telling everybody about this advice, because YouTube gonna get paid from you no matter if you know it or not. You know what I'm saying? No matter how many, if you get to 2K, you get 1K, 500, YouTube still gonna make their money regardless if you get there or not. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna, even if you walk away and drop your channel, they're gonna still make their money. So I'm trying to make sure you make your money right along with them. You know what I'm saying? There are other ways to make money on YouTube, and it ain't trying to get monetized. You can get passive income as well, but I'm gonna do a video specifically just on that. But okay, the next thing, if you don't have this one fundamental on your YouTube, this is the reason why you're gonna fail, because you're not gonna know, how your channel is doing. You must get TubeBuddy. What is TubeBuddy? TubeBuddy works hand in hand with YouTube. TubeBuddy actually helps you and assists you to make sure your channel is better. So if your tag's not doing well, it'll let you know. If your time, try to keep up your time, you know what I'm saying? They'll tell you. YouTube does have it too, but it's harder to navigate, what I'm saying, your analytics through YouTube because it's kind of confusing. But TubeBuddy actually, what I'm saying, breaks it down. And I will get the link for you guys, and it's free. It's free to add it to your channel and everything. And which is cool because TubeBuddy works where it has the analytics. It also weighs your typing of your titles. So if you put your titles in there, and that's my next point. Let me go to. I'm gonna come back to TubeBuddy. I'm gonna talk about your titles right now. Now I've seen people put titles in. Now I use a friend of mine. A guy that I helped out in this channel. He put miscellaneous. I use it as a platform because it's interesting that say if you're putting miscellaneous in your title, what does that mean? Saying if you're a traveler. I wouldn't know, saying that you were traveling by putting miscellaneous in there. Now, I seen another channel that was a mukbang channel. They put hashtag. What is that? You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, YouTube is a computer, not people. You know what I'm saying? So computer going to look at, okay, hashtag, what subject is that? I don't know what that is. I'm going to put you on the back burner because I don't know what you are. Don't put hashtag, don't put a number in front of your title. If you're a mukbang channel, put mukbang in there, blah, 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 blah. They'll put you in the mukbang category. If you're a talk show and you're talking about gossip, you know what I'm saying? Put talk show or gossip in there and it'll put you in that category. Or if you're a cruise, or your vacation or travel, they'll put you in that category. But in your titles, you must put specifically what you are. Not, what I'm saying, my family, blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody know who you are. I don't care about your family. YouTube ain't don't care about your family. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing is you got to specifically be noticed. Your small channel, that's the best time to be noticed when you're small because you can put exact names of what you're doing. So say, for instance, you're going to Disneyland. So, you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, my family trip, hanging out, we having a good time. Okay, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying YouTube is not going to know what are you talking about. But if you says my family vacation going to Disney World or Disneyland, they exactly know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They exactly know, what's going on. What's up, Justin, man? I'm glad. I know you had a wonderful trip on your vacation. I saw a couple of pictures. But that's the thing with as far as in your titles. Be careful what you put in there. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be noticed by the algorithm of YouTube. Okay, yeah, I said algorithm. That's a big word. Okay, you want to be noticed pretty much. You know what I'm saying? By YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And how you be noticed by YouTube is putting a specific name in there that they noticed or they identify. So if you're a tech person, you put tech, computer, you know what I'm saying, software, phones, phone review. But, so they'll know where we need to put you at because that is the key thing as far as how you being noticed by YouTube. You don't need to be noticed by people. You need to be noticed by YouTube because YouTube is the one that puts you in front of the people. And that's the key thing. You know what I'm saying? So you wonder, why are my numbers going up? Look at your titles. You know what I'm saying? Be specific about your titles. Don't be all over the place. These are the mistakes people always do. You know what I'm saying? They always want to put something in there. You want to put what you normally say out your vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? But YouTube is an English vocabulary or cultural, what I'm saying, vocabulary. So they don't understand hood slang. They don't understand all that. You know what I'm saying? So especially in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, be real specific about what you say and what you do because that's the whole point, of your channel. And you have to, make sure you're identified separately from all the competition. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole key because you have competition and it's like, how do you break through? You're never going to amount to them, but you want to amount to You know what I'm saying? Or who you are. You want to be green organic love. I know what green organic means. We talk about vegetables, stuff like that. That's specific. That's a name. You know what I'm saying? When you got mukbang in there, that's specific. Food eating challenges, stuff like that. I know what that is. So you have to do that in your titles and in your thumbnail. The reason why I'm just going to whatever. I'm gonna say again. Forget all the big word. I'm gonna say again. Why am I doing this? Because a lot of people have been making mistakes, and I've been going through people's channels and noticing it's been heavy mistakes, and people not knowing why. Like, say for instance, I went to a channel. I'm not gonna speak on no names of people's channel, and they have 300 videos. Okay, you have 300 videos. You should be booming out here, but you don't understand why. You got 306 videos, and your time, your hours are not at 4,000. You know what I'm saying? There's something wrong. There are not people watching your video long enough. Your thumbnails are not attractive. And I'm telling you straight to the point. All these things are a factor. And one of the things I do notice is you don't have TubeBuddy. You know what I'm saying? You have to have TubeBuddy. They work hand in hand with each other. You know what I'm saying? I cannot work with YouTube without TubeBuddy. I have to do my research in TubeBuddy to make sure whatever I'm putting on YouTube is correct. And I'd rather have a small amount of videos and have a large amount of time. For me, as you know what I'm saying, you can say I'm small or not, but I'm not really small compared to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm already at 200,000 watch time. You know what I'm saying? 200,000 watch time. And I'm only have 76 videos. And I mean, and it's not specifically because of what I'm doing or what type of content I'm getting out. I'm being real specific. I'm studying other people's channels, and that's the next thing. If you're gonna make content people want to come back to by studying their content, studying their thumbnails, studying their tags, studying their titles of descriptions. Study them. So if you're, I always go back to mukbang because I've been watching them lately. Go back to the mukbang and see who are the big hitters out there and see what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? They may in the beginning started small, but they have thumbnails, they have titles, and they know how to draw people in. Learn them. Just watch their thumbnails. Watch what they put down. And, excuse me. And if you gotta copy it. But I'd rather you copy it from somebody big than somebody small. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody small may not, put exactly what's in there, or they might not have all the elements that you need to make yours successful. You know what I'm saying? Hey, J&N Travel. But the next thing I wanted to mention about is going. We mentioned about the going live and stuff like that. What was the other one I was talking about? Bad titles, tags. A lot of people don't understand tags. Like, why I got to put a tag? I made a video about that as well, and I know you guys probably heard about that or saw it. But in your tags, you actually have to put the title of your name, title of your video. So if I'm saying Techy Tuesday, I'm gonna put Techy Tuesday in the title. I'm gonna put Techy Tuesday somewhere, in the tag area. You want to be repetitive with the same name because you got to remember that YouTube is looking at that through their analytics, and they're actually, want to suggest it somewhere. So I'm a travel channel, so I do a lot of traveling. So I make sure and do travel advice. So I have to keep travel somewhere in there, vacation somewhere in there, or cruises somewhere in there, or a location of wherever I'm going in the title, and make sure I put it in the. What I do is I put it somewhere in the thumbnail. I put it next in the title. Then follow it. I put it in the description, and also to put it in the tags. And then the tags is kind of similar to a family tree. You start out with the big name, and you dwindle down to like a pyramid to one or two words and stuff like that. But that's how you do that. And these things you have to have. They make you grow regardless if you know it or not. But what I'm saying. But it starts with going back to what I told you, TubeBuddy. Okay, I was going to actually try to find TubeBuddy so I could be able to give you the link to it, because TubeBuddy is actually a fundamental that you have to have in every single video that you do. You know what I'm saying? Because it helps you along with your channel. Hold on, I'm trying to find it actually, and I will be posting it up. Where did it go? Apologize for that. Anyway, and it's free, and using it helps you along the way. If you start out slow with TubeBuddy, okay, little by little, that's fine, but you have to learn the basics of understanding. It's just like a job. You can't just sit on there and just float through. I'm going to make videos and not really understand what you're actually posting up. You have to know what you're posting. You know what I'm saying? You have to know how well your videos are doing. If you don't know how well your videos are doing, you're just going in there blind thinking I'm doing good or bad, or a couple people watching me and stuff like that. You really don't know. You really don't know your channel. You know what I'm saying? This is your channel personally. You should fully know your entire channel, you know what I'm saying, from the top to the bottom. You can't say, you know what I'm saying, my girlfriend did it, you know what I'm saying, and she was cool, and she didn't have to do all that. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Nah. She had to do that too. Unless you went viral and you just did whatever, or you got somebody doing it for you, or your kids and stuff like that, you everybody has to understand it. And one thing is and you have to understand it, because that's the only way you're gonna have to grow your viewing. And in order for you to grow your viewing, you have to do all these other little fundamentals in order to get time calculated. Because like I said, you could hit 2,000. Sorry, you could hit 1K. You know what I'm saying, like that. That's cool. But if you don't have your hours, that don't mean nothing. And then is you gotta sit get your hours. So while your 2K, your 1K, you want to also get your hours along with it, so they match up, at the end of the day. And please, if y'all are doing this, hopefully y'all not, do not buy subscriptions, do not buy subscribers, because, say YouTube gonna kick you off. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta start completely there, shut down your channel, you know what I'm saying, if you do that. And I'm trying to just prevent you guys from having to go through the suffering of all the work you try to do, and or try to get around paying for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to put it in right now, the link for TubeBuddy. But because TubeBuddy works. Even when I was talking to a friend I just met, Venus understands it as well. When she was explaining how TubeBuddy works, TubeBuddy is, she uses TubeBuddy and something else, understanding how to understand the analytics of what's doing well, even in her products, that you have to use the same way. It's just like watching TV. You know what I'm saying? People know the ratings of who's watching what by using the analytics. You know what I'm saying? So they know when your favorite, channel, Scandal, is doing well, and when the Connors is doing garbage. You know what I'm saying? They know that. They on the same channel. You know what I'm saying? So they know when one is popular. So which one they gonna snatch off? They're gonna take off the Connors because they don't like it. I'm not saying I don't like the Connors, so nobody out there get on me about the Connors. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying in general that that's how they rate who stays on and who stays off, or who being promoted to prime time TV, and that's the same way with your analytics. You know what I'm saying, of YouTube, and using it to TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy tells you, you know what I'm saying, exactly how well you're doing. They'll tell you if they watching 30% of your video, 10% of your video, or 50, or the entire thing. That's what you want to know. You know what I'm saying? You have to, use, what works for what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? TubeBuddy is not, YouTube is not nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? If you're just out here for a hobby, then do what you do. But if you're out here to want to make money, this is all about making money. You know what I'm saying? And that's the key thing with me, is the fact that I feel kind of, saying sorry for a lot of people. And I'm not saying this in a bad way, but I see a lot of people going the wrong way because they're not doing it the way, so you're supposed to do it. And a lot of times people don't know. People are not aware because it's a whole bunch of people trying to tell you a whole bunch of information, and you don't know who's telling you the right information or not. Well, I got tired of seeing that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, let me make something more, you know what I'm saying, simplified. You know what I'm saying, and try to help you out with it little by little. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody helped me, and I know those out there that were doing well. Nobody helped them either, but they had to figure it out. But I feel like, you know, I need to rise you up just like I'm rising up with it too, because I feel like it's only fair that we both know, and we both get it at the same time, and it works, and I feel like those fundamentals work and have been working for me in a short period of time. That's how you know. In a small period of time, if I'm growing larger than half the people that's already before me, you know what I'm saying, I'm seeing something wrong, I'm a person that try to find a solution, and that's the thing is when you sit up here and actually follow thumbnails, do them nicely, follow your was it your title correctly, you follow your tags, follow your descriptions. Those are the basic things to get you, over, what I'm saying, your competitors. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Your competitors are whoever's around you around the same number. Your competitor ain't those up there at them 40 and 50 and 100,000 subs. That ain't your competitor. You ain't gonna never make it to them at the same time. You can make it to them one day, but you have to start with a foundation. And that's what I'm telling you. This is a foundation that you have to use. And it's the consistency of the same foundation. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about what you are creating. If you got a specific subject that you want to create, then create that. But you don't want to bounce around with different subjects. So say first you want to do travel, you want to do mukbang, you want to do tech, you want to do say advice, you don't want to confuse the computer because the computer don't know where they want to put you. You know, yeah, the computer doesn't know where to put you. And that's where the a lot of times you be like, man, well, how come this channel not growing, and how come this one? Where TubeBuddy comes in and explains why this channel is not growing and why this channel is growing. And then you want to compare the two, like that, and then you want to make adjustments. So making adjustments or it can be as little as wording on your thumbnail or wording in your title, because I've done a lot of that in my own channels, and it's surprisingly one channel surpassed, saying one content surpassed the other one by just adjusting the name because people were more interested in that, but I had to be specific of what I was saying to them. So, when you're creating content, figure out what you want to do first. Write it down. That's why I always tell everybody, when you have these fundamentals, sit down before you make a video, before you film anything, make sure you write down over 100, videos that you want to create. I always start with 100 because people get burnt out. Like, man, I don't know what else to think about. I don't know. Okay, if you're a Pacific, content and you want to do like travel, go to all the travel channels and look at what they do. You asking people out there, what do I need to come up with? Actually, on YouTube, they have millions of videos that can tell you what you come up with, especially those that are within your same niche. And you can just like, oh, okay, and then make a twist on it and make, but it's a lot out there for you to do. You can't just say, okay, I don't know what to do next. Yeah, you can get a flat line at trying to figure it out, but YouTube is so wide range, you know what I'm saying? You can go find it. You can search through there and find out what you need to film. Because with me, it's so many aspects of traveling. Is advice, it's actually going on the trips, eating. I mean, I can do a mukbang eating. I just don't do that. So I like to do reviews. Say food and stuff like that. But it's just as good. I mean, because I can say I'm on Carnival Vista, having a Guy Fieri burger, and how well it is to, saying Shaq's big chicken. It's a review. People, see, that's how you make a review. It's like you can film the ship, You know what I'm saying? Film all that. Just say, I'm going to do a ship review, tour. And then you could do a tour of each, restaurant and make a video of it. You know what I'm saying? Talk about it. There's tons of videos, on there. You know what I'm saying? So you could show one sitting down eating, you know what I'm saying? Then you could do one as a review of how you enjoyed it. That's 2 videos. So that's how you come up with these different concepts. That's all it's all about is, coming up with content that people would like to, watch. You know what I'm saying? Again and again and again. If you're doing a comedy, people gonna be cracking up and want to pass it to somebody else because it's so funny. If you got a content making money, talking about money, you're gonna have people swarmed in your channel wanting to watch you. You know, so that's the key thing. You gotta just think about like what do people really out there looking for? You know what I'm saying? What do people really want? You know what I'm saying? I mean, people might want to see your family and your children, or I had my sister-in-law. She did the birth of my beautiful nieces. You know what I'm saying? People wanted to see that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to see that, but but some people want to see that though. You know what I'm saying? People are really interested in that type of content, but you have to think of that because sometimes you get flatline. But what I'm here is to help you along with it to not look at your channel like, man, I'm not going nowhere. You are going somewhere, but you have to actually study what it is. TubeBuddy has a class too. If you don't understand TubeBuddy, take their class. You know what I'm saying? Definitely take their class, and to understand how to use it, because that's the key, is TubeBuddy and taking YouTube. YouTube has a class as well. Doing that, helps you, learn how to figure this stuff out. It's all about, I remember this one guy, he turned people off just the name of his channel. And he changed it. And everybody started going back to him. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of, racy, but he changed it. So you have to be, when you're looking at your videos or you're, planning to do videos and stuff like that, you gotta look at like, should I talk about, children in a certain way? YouTube is really finicky about what you put up. So they may take it off themselves. One thing I don't like is how they, the copyright of the music. But YouTube has their own music that's just as good, and you can add to your music. Add to your videos. They have nice music because we like to get down. I wish they wouldn't have the little, copyright law, because we love to dance. We love to put that type of music in our videos. But, saying I don't want to be paying nobody, to be, to put their music in my video, because you can get a strike for that too. So you want to be real careful. The first, 1,000, you want to be careful what you do too, because you might make strikes that you might not be accepted to be monetized. I seen one of the guys, he was explaining that he tried monetization and they took him off because he had something that it was something in one of his titles they didn't agree with. They're real finicky about stuff with YouTube. At first I remember that you didn't have to have 1,000 to monetize until they started this new stuff. But anyway, it's all about how if you put care into it and love into it, you're gonna get love back in return. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just doing it, just slapping something up here, that's exactly what you're gonna get back. So you must put in work, into your videos. Because like I said, so be careful copying people. You know what I'm saying? Be careful. I advise you to get advice from YouTube. You're using YouTube, go ahead and get your advice from there. But if you do not have social media, y'all better get social media. Y'all better get your YouTube. Y'all better get your Facebook. Y'all your what was it? Instagram and Twitter. Just have the basics. See, that's the thing. A lot of people don't even understand it. They may have one without the other. Just get Facebook. If you only want Facebook, or just get Instagram. But these are places you can share your videos to. Another place for somebody to look at your videos. Don't sit there and don't put in the work and then you wondering why my channel not doing nothing. I'm just here. I'm going to keep it real with you with this because sometimes it's frustrating because I hear the same question over and over. Why should I have a thumbnail? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what do you mean? Why should I have a thumbnail? Well, you asking me, why should you not have a why should you have a thumbnail? Why should I come to your channel? That's exactly what you should be asking yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? You follow the fundamentals that YouTube is telling you what works. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you something that I made up. I'm following exactly what YouTube is advised me to do. And also too, when you have TubeBuddy advises you what, you know what I'm saying, makes your channel better. That's one thing I did like about it as well. And also too, you get to see where in TubeBuddy, when you look at the analytics, who's suggesting your video. You know, you get to see that as well. It's a lot of things in there you get to learn that you need to know of why, you know what I'm saying, how YouTube works, how TubeBuddy works. You know, because when you're looking in your analytics, just go on in your analytics. When you get TubeBuddy, go. I put the link up again. You know what I'm saying? I'm really being honest. Get this TubeBuddy on there. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. If you want to upgrade, you can, but the basics is all you need to help your channel out. You know, and that's the whole key about it. You know what I'm saying? Is getting the basics, you know what I'm saying, to understand how, start from the beginning of understanding that. Because you might be at 1,000, and I'll keep going at that, but you don't have none of these elements to help you out. So you pretty much at zero, you know, starting all over again. And see, that's the thing with me, is like, I'm not going to try to start over again. I put a lot of time and effort and sweat and editing and putting this stuff up. I just don't slap it up there. You know what I'm saying? My advice, this is a big advice. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with going live. All my live people out there, there's nothing wrong with going live, but I feel it's too early to go live. If you have not hit your 4,000 hours, or getting close to it. You know, nothing wrong with it, but doing it every single day, trying to get these hours, you know what I'm saying? Okay, if you get these hours, you monetize and stuff like that, you know, who's actually gonna be watching your videos? See, you gotta remember, you gotta have your videos behind you. You're gonna be supposed to be adding your monetization too. So who's watching those videos anymore? Nobody. Nobody's gonna be watching all those lives unless they're meaningful. They mean something. If you give us some good advice, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna want to come back to that video, you know, and then YouTube is gonna promote that video. But if you're just making lives just to be trying to get hours, you got tons of videos that are they're gonna mean nothing at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. So what, you know, like, think of subjects to talk to people about, to tell me why I should stay in here watching you, or come back later, or put it in my playlist to watch. You know, because that is the reason why, what makes me come back. So think about what makes people come back when you're creating videos. You know, like that. Me, I like to make videos, go out and make videos and stuff like that, because people want to see what I do or see what's out there. A lot of people don't know about Houston, Texas. A lot of people don't know about Los Angeles. A lot of people don't know about Chicago or Las Vegas, but they want to see through your eyes, you know what I'm saying? Should I go there, you know, to check it out? Or should I take a vacation over there? So I'm going to give that to you. I'd rather give you something that you want to see and tell you about than to give you something that's wasting your time. I don't want to waste your time, and I'm trying to tell you, don't waste my time at the same time. Because I'm going to go in there and I want to click on a video, and then I'm like, what is this? What are they talking about? For the first minute, I'm watching some curtains go back and forth, or a teddy bear, you know what I'm saying, like that. Or I'm looking at the dark, like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? So people click off of that. So you got to remember, the majority of people ain't going to want to watch to know what it is. They're not going to spend time, you know what I'm saying, through watching, you know, bubbles flipping all over the place. You know, and I'm not picking on nobody, but ain't nobody else going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I'm trying to tell you, because everybody say, oh, go do this. They point you in directions to go do this and that, and you don't know really where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm going to point you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And what it is your content has to matter. You know what I'm saying? I have a video specifically on breaking down, you know what I'm saying, what all you need to keep people coming back. And that formula works. You know what I'm saying? I go by that formula through my entire video. I think my video through, you know what I'm saying? That might be a lot, But one of the key thing is consistency and shareable videos. So if you're doing every single day videos, do every single day videos. If you want to do once or twice, but do it consistently where people know that you're gonna be there at 2 o'clock. She gonna be there at 2 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Or that's my 6 o'clock. Time frame for old girl. She gonna be there, so I'm gonna go over there and watch her because they watch you like TV. If you ain't on, they're gonna lose interest. You know what I'm saying? So you want to keep it going. Some people get tired. Like, oh man, I got my life, I got work, I got my kids. If you're here to make money, you stay up on top of it. I'm gonna answer folks' questions. But right now I just wanted to continue to explain what's going on. Because every Tuesday, if you're just coming in, I do Techy Tuesday, helping out smaller channels to grow and help them to understand why they have not grown, or how they could change whatever they're doing. It could be something small, to continue to grow larger. So that is what if you just coming into, you see the title, it says why your channel isn't growing, and what am I doing wrong? So that's what we explaining right now is what what you may be doing wrong. And one of the biggest things that I mentioned is copycatting off of other people and what they're doing and thinking that they're right because they know they've been doing it before me and stuff like that. But look at my video, right? Okay, I'm just giving you the numbers. Okay, I got about 67 to 69 videos, right? And my timing is over, saying what 200,000 in watch time, in minutes, like that. Where I saw somebody, they were only 23,000, and they had 300 videos. 300 videos. Does it add up? Something's wrong with that. They're not something's wrong. If you make a good video, say when people are like, man, I make a good video, I do this and that and stuff like that. It's all about how you put it together. It's how it's presentable. I seen it had hashtags in it. I'm like, well, I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't, I'm thinking like a computer. You know what I'm saying? A computer don't understand hashtag. They'll put you in a number. Put you over there. But if you're mukbang, you know what I'm saying? They'll put you in a mukbang crew or, a group and stuff like that. People can decide. But make it look, exciting. Make it look, appealing. And how you find that out is look at your competitors. I always tell everybody, look at your competitors on doing your content. Before you put anything out, study it. Study it, study it, study it. How everybody doing in the room? Good to see you guys. Study how to put content out. Because that's how you keep people in. Carter. Carter eats. Carter, she had 40 people today. You know what I'm saying? People watch, what she's talking about. She's, entertaining, what I'm saying, and she's helpful. People watch what she's talking about. But these type of things, people stay on there and watch and hear what she's saying and stuff like that. But different people have different content. Like I like, watching Venus because Venus is very encouraging, to different channels and different people when they're, growing and stuff like that. And she said one word to me, and I went to her second channel because I was interested in, the Amazon merch. You know what I'm saying? Even though she might have, that's her second channel, I went over there. You know what I'm saying? But her thumbnails drew me into wanting to know more. And that's the point. It's all about what draws you in. You know what I'm saying? You actually got to say, when you look at a television channel, you know what I'm saying, what movie, what set, what kind of show you want to watch that's going to bring you in to continue to stay there watching for the next hour. That is what you need to be creating. And then, and that's the whole point. I understand analytics is not something for everybody, but learn the basic stuff that you need in your video. Analytics can become important over time, as you study it little by little. Some people are not computer savvy, but YouTube, TubeBuddy has kind of helped that out where, it kind of sometimes come out confusing in the beginning. but get their app. Their app is way more easy to study. TubeBuddy's app. After you have gotten, the set up the TubeBuddy link to your channel to link it to YouTube. And I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put it in the chat. So don't forget, if you haven't signed up for TubeBuddy, definitely sign up for TubeBuddy. And yes, I am an advocate for TubeBuddy because it's helped me. You know what I'm saying? And they constantly have creators coming on and telling you and helping you with your channel and telling you what you're doing wrong. Like that. And I have studied them. I've studied TubeBuddy class as well. So you need these type of advice to help your channel get larger and bigger. And these little fundamentals you're gonna definitely need. What I'm saying? And I'm here to try to point you in the right direction. Because a lot of channels, people do these lives and stuff like that, and they have their own supporters, and it might work for them. What I'm saying? But they're over a certain number. They're over a certain number. They already made their 4K, hours. 4,000 hours is a lot. But if you're not doing it along the way, why are you doing it at the last minute? You don't want to be getting your hours at the last minute. You want to get them, as you're creating videos. So that's why I say, if you make content, people may not stay retaining their, attention on your videos, longer than 10 minutes. So study that. You might look at your videos, you might go up to 30 minutes. Like, man, they dropping off at 15. So make it 15 minutes. People may be dropping off at 10 minutes. You may have to stop it at 10 minutes. But what you're trying to do is signal to YouTube that people like my videos. So if it's just 5 minutes of content, what I'm saying, and people actually watching it 100%, do you know you're doing better than me? What I'm saying? Because people watching 100% of your videos, and YouTube is looking at people like this content. So I'm going to share it to the world, and I'm gonna keep sharing it and sharing it until it slow down. But most of the time, it doesn't slow down. So that's what you have to do. You have to, signal to YouTube that your videos are something that people like to watch. If you're not doing that, people don't, you're gonna fall off not understanding why. What I'm saying? The whole thing for everybody is why? Why am I not at 1,000? I hear it too many times. I'm not at 1,000. I'm not at 1K. What I'm saying? Like, how come I'm not at 1K? It's a struggle. It's only a struggle if you're just trying to get to 1K. What I'm saying? You don't know nothing beyond 1K. What I'm saying? Folks know when they are at 1K and they haven't made their 4,000 hours, it's a struggle to get that 4,000 hours. That's a lot of hours. What I'm saying? Mind you, it's only 24 hours in a day. What I'm saying? 4,000 hours. If you start now making good content now, that people actually gonna want to watch now. What I'm saying? You ain't got that long to wait, and once you over, 1,000. And that's what you have to remember. What I'm saying? You have to make sure that you do that, and like I said, it might be confusing. A lot of people are older, and they're like, man, I don't have time to be learning this stuff. What I'm saying? I've been there, done that. I mean, it's just like it's like talking to my parents. They don't want to, learn a new iPhone, a new Android. But I'm like, that's where everything is going. You don't have no rotary phone no more. You got to learn it. Same with YouTube. YouTube is starting to be the main platform that everybody watches to learn things. No matter if you're fixing the plumbing, getting rid of rodents or rats, or on vacation, to eating, to food reviews, to vacation. What I'm saying? YouTube is starting to be the main platform people watch besides TV, and it's free. What I'm saying? So I'd rather sit here and watch you doing something, and then to be paying for cable. What I'm saying? It's free right here. I get my talk show. What I'm saying? I get my food channel. What I'm saying? I get my recipe channel. You know what I'm saying? I get my travel channel. I get everything right here on YouTube. Am I right? You know what I'm saying? You get everything right here. So why not have a piece of it? They're not charging you to do this. You know what I'm saying? So figure out the correct way to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because then it you know what I'm saying, if you start now doing it, then it's less of a headache later. You know, that's the whole key thing is, you know, not having this be a headache later. Because when okay, when you going through these, you know, say ups and downs and trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to understand how does YouTube work. You know what I'm saying? Understand the fundamentals. You know what I'm saying, of it. You gotta have shareable content. You gotta be consistent. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be likable. You know what I'm saying? You can't be boring. Nobody people like to see your personality. You know what I'm saying? When you're out here, you know, talking to people, they want to know you. Do not be fake. Fake people fall off fast because they try to put on a persona they're not. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna use this, my mukbang people don't kill me. You know what I'm saying? If you're a mukbang and you can't keep up buying that food, you need to cut that out. You know what I'm saying? And find something else to do. You know what I'm saying? Because spending money on food, it's lots of money. You know what I'm saying? Or be creative with it. You know what I'm saying? You can be creative with it. But don't be out of pocket before. Mind you, we in here to make money, not get broke. You know what I'm saying? So don't be making YouTube videos that you broke, you barely struggling. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, a secondary income. It ain't nothing your main income right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it eventually could be, you know what I'm saying, passive income in the future. But you got to start somewhere. You got to figure it out. You know, people are like, oh, do you know? I'm gonna give you a little tip. Do you know when you're making your videos, you can make your own commercials? Yeah, you can make your own commercials. If you have a product that you know how to make, say for instance, you're doing oils, you can put your own oils in your own video and sell your own oils by making a commercial. That's a trick right there. You don't have to wait for YouTube to give you anything. You can make this platform benefit you. If you create candles, you know what I'm saying, you can make your own commercial in your video. You know what I'm saying, of your own candle, leave it at the end, at the beginning. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? You have to understand how this works. This is a free platform that you can put whatever on here, as long as it's legal, as long as it's, you know what I'm saying, not in a sexual content, you can put whatever on here. You know, I mean, if you're good at sewing, if you're good at knitting, you can put those things on YouTube, especially if you got a following. You don't have to wait for somebody to sponsor you or get out there to monetize your channel. You can actually do it at 100, at 50 subscribers, as long as people like what you make and like what you do. You know what I'm saying? I got a partner. I really like the guy named BJ. I mean JB. Sorry about that. JB, barbecue man. Bruh can make some good barbecue. I seen him. You know what I'm saying? He can sell barbecue where he live at. People know him. You know what I'm saying? They know his channel. Hey, you know what I'm saying? JB, you know what I'm saying, could say, oh, I'm over here, you know, live, you know what I'm saying, cooking. Come on over and buy a plate. It's one way to make some money. You know what I'm saying? You definitely have to, you know, see that. You know, it's you have to be creative when you're doing this. If you guys haven't as of yet, please you know, saying thumbs up the channel. You know, and YouTube is gonna take off that thumbs down. So just letting everybody know. I know everybody happy to see that, but it really don't matter because thumbs up to thumbs down is actually still supports your channel if somebody's on there. But I'm just glad they're taking off. Like Venus was saying, you know, to stay positive. You know, we want to keep everybody positive about this. But, you know, I'm just trying to give everybody a positive aspect of how to keep your channel going. And if there's anything that you guys want to put in the comments, you know what I'm saying, after the live, you know, to let me know that I can make a video of, or you can even give me advice of things that you felt that I'm, you know, may have said that you liked or disliked or something like that. You're more than welcome to go down there and comment as well. You know, I appreciate, you know, saying everybody coming in here, you know, and hanging out with me because, you know, I'm really, you know, saying here to try to help, you know, and I'm consistently going to be making videos to help smaller channels. You know, I'm not I'm gonna try to break it down, even to beginners that never even started a channel. I'm also too making video content for that as well, because everybody needs a little helping hand. I mean, it was so confusing to me in the beginning, but after I learned it, it's like, why wouldn't I share what I know with you guys? You know what I'm saying? Because and a lot of people try to charge you. Like I hear people. I mean, hey, I'm not hating on your game. You know what I'm saying? If you want to charge somebody, that's fine. That's on you. But I'm not going to charge you. You know what I'm saying, for something that's actually free. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to let you know the best way. I'm going to point you in the right way where you need to go. Because I feel that's only fair. You know what I'm saying? I learned it. I may have learned it the hard way. I asked a lot of questions from my sister-in-law. She helped me out with a lot of stuff. She started out with a hair channel. You know what I'm saying? And it's very successful. But we both use the same fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Hers is blowing out the water. She's monetizing everything. And out of a hair channel. And yes, women, y'all can make a lot of money doing hair channels. You know what I'm saying? And styling, selling hair. If you have a wholesaler to sell hair, sell hair. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your product is what do you call it? Sorry, I lost my thought. But make sure the product is good, because what I'm saying, they'll talk bad about you if you selling something that's bad. But what else did I have for you guys? Don't sub for sub. You know, be careful subbing for sub too, because people out there only hear the sub for sub, but they're not in your channel. And they don't come support you. But all these people that's in here have supported me. You know what I'm saying? And we steadily get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely appreciate it. And I go to their channels. They see me. They see my face. They see my comments. They see me, add a little stuff in here and there, talking about them. But I hang out with them because we're family. At the end of the day, we're a YouTube family trying to support one another. You know what I'm saying? So if you got advice for me and my channel, let me know, because I don't have no problem, what I'm saying, giving you advice. And at the same time, I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a YouTube channel when I learn how to, what I'm saying, do this part. I'm gonna do a review of channels. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at the channels like, oh my goodness, like, man, y'all need some help. So I'm gonna do a review of people's channels. I'm not an expert on everything, but I know that what's working for me. And I'm like, we ain't doing much of any different, but making content on YouTube, and it's the same algorithm that everybody else is using. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to remember that too. It's the same algorithm. Like I see some people like some people have a trucking business. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Training. This one guy, he had a training business. I looked at both of their training videos. One had a truck on there with his face saying, saying how to drive a truck, saying how to get your CDL. Okay, that drew me to it. Where the other guy was just sitting behind the wheel with a steering wheel, saying, with no content, no writing on it, just in the title. Okay, I'm gonna go to the person that got the truck on the video. You know what I'm saying? And with his face on it, I know who pulling me in. You know what I'm saying? Who actually helping me out. You know what I'm saying? I see the guy behind the wheel. I don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people nowadays, they don't want to work to see a video. So you got to remember that too. You know what I'm saying? If you explain, on your thumbnail, you know what I'm saying, who you are, you know what I'm saying, that'll get a lot of people driving into your video. But if you just got basic stuff, I'm sitting here with my kids. Okay, I don't know what you're doing. You're just sitting there with your kids. You know what I'm saying, like that. So you gotta affect the font. It's like, and what I mean by affect the font is, don't make click videos, click thumbnails. Make thumbnails where people actually come in to exactly what you're putting on your video. You know what I'm saying? Because they have clickbaits. I've seen people out there make clickbaits where they may put a video, it may look like, oh, it's this, and it's not that. So you probably get a person in there for a couple of seconds and they'll go right up out of your video. So make a thumbnail well enough and explained enough for people to understand why they're coming into your video. It starts there. If you want people to go into your channel, I go as far as, your banner. Make sure your banner has what you are. I seen a person that has a mukbang channel, and y'all can be getting on me because I'm picking on mukbang today because I just been that was the closest thing I'm looking at, and they had forest. Okay, I don't know what I'm watching now. Saying they got the little forest in the background on a thumbnail. Why ain't you got food on your thumbnail? With you eating it, what saying you saying you're doing it weekly and this and that. That's what I'm saying. Those type of videos, who gonna watch? Saying you're not telling me nothing. So you're another one that I swipe left, I'm gonna swipe right. That's funny. But anyway, but does anybody have any questions out there? For me, I'm about into the questionnaire, and if I can answer them, I'll do my best to answer you guys' questions. Let me see. No, nah, bro. I'm not talking about you. No, 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 no. It was a partner of mine. I was messing with him. He have a trucking company, and he just now starting out. Trying to train folks to drive. He was a bus trainer, and he was just behind the wheel, and he just. I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're doing, you know. But yeah. No, I ain't talking about you, Mike. You know. Let me see. What is that? What you say right here? True. I just seen someone's kid as a thumbnail, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, and that's real. Like people. I know people put their family in and this and that. It's like, but it's not explaining why should I come to you. You know what I'm saying? You have to like I watched like this one guy video. I like it because every time I go on there, and I'll give his name because he's cool. Gordy Bob. Gordy Ball has the same thumbnail on his channel every single time. It was saying about this not rocket science. Saying press the thumb button and subscribe. Saying like that. But he just a talk show. He just go in there talking. Saying names of people, stuff like that. But he's a cool individual. But saying he's up there. I mean, with doing live and stuff like that. He's from the UK, cool guy, stuff like that. What was that? Okay. What'd you say, Justin? I want to do a video on 3 separate topics. Should I make 3 different channels or just 3 different playlists? Well, it just depends on what the topics are. If they're similar to, you could be able to blend those 3 subjects, then yes, you can make this under one channel. But it just depends. Like I have a cooking channel too. I haven't really like messed with it in a while, but I'm not going to. I might do a little cooking here and there, but it's gonna be based off of cruising or trips and trying stuff. So I try to add that into my channel that I'm already doing. But I'm gonna have to get back to my cooking channel to do the recipes. But that's an example. But it just depends. I don't know what subjects it is. If it's cruising or if it's travel or if it's cooking or magic show. Hint, hint. You know. But yeah, let me see. He would like to do a playlist. Michael seems to be subbing. Michael, we sub too because. Oh, okay. So I'm just reading everybody's stuff. Okay. Cruise, cooking, and food reviews. Okay. Cruising. Just do cruising by themselves. But the food review and the cooking, you can make a separate channel with that because it's the same subject. You're doing a food review and then you're doing cooking. So I would make a channel just for a separate channel for cooking and food review. And then keep your cruising under your vacations and stuff like that. Because you want to stay with you want to stay within your subjects. Because if you're doing cruising with your cooking, it can sometimes pull away, and it'll be suggesting your videos cruising in cooking areas, and people are not going to, tap on that, or people are not going to not interested in that because they're looking for food reviews or cooking recipes. So you want to definitely be careful of that. Okay. What's it? What's it? What is your main goal? Oh, is this for me or that's for uh, um, autism family? Is that for me or that's for Justin? Yeah, but it depends because I haven't put no cooking. I was thinking about doing a cooking segment, but it was going to be on like making that lava cake that's famous on the cruise, or making a drink, a famous drink like the Miami Vice on Carnival. There's a lot of things that I want to make that I want, just replicate from the cruises. So that's what I want to do. What's up, Clayton Russian? Clayton Irish. Sorry, Clayton Irish. Clayton Irish vlog. What's up, everybody? If you're new to the channel or new in here, don't forget to subscribe. And our subject that we're talking about today is Techy Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? I do a segment of helping our smaller channels understand why they're not growing or how to grow or what tools that they can use to grow in their channels, and try to direct them in the right way of making sure their channel, is successful. So I mean, if you're new here and you want to find out what's going on, that's exactly what we're talking about today. So I wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that if you're new to the channel, what's going on. But you guys are all welcome to come on in. If y'all have any suggestions as well, shoot them out there in the chat because we're here to help each other out, and that's what I'm here for. And that's what is why I thought about it because to be honest, it actually frustrated me because it was like, man, you know, um, how can I help folks out there to, learn? And, one guy actually reached out to me, and I definitely appreciated, them reaching out to me. What's up, Terrell? Yeah, reaching out to me to to give them advice about their channel because we're both coming up, what I'm saying, and he's not wondering why he was growing. So that's what made me decide to let me help you guys out. What I'm saying? I don't know it all, but what I do know is what works for me can work for you too because we're all doing the same thing. We're all on the same platform of trying to making it where it benefits us both. I mean, I'm not trying to make this my, number one gig, but I do like to help people out. I started my channel because I wanted to assist those that are traveling, enjoy a better trip, a better, without spending a whole lot of money. At the same time, it's like nothing wrong with spending money on vacation and not thinking about the dollar when you're going on there. But at the same time, you ain't got to spend it. I can have a better time on my cruise, living it, living top dollar, I ain't spent a dime. It's just all about how you go about doing it and what secrets and little ways to get around things. I mean, I had the bomb of a room. I had suites for the same price everybody else paying regular, room rates. It's all about, how you do things. But if nobody tells you, nobody won't know. So I want to go out there and tell everybody. Ooh, I seen somebody doing that cornstarch. I don't know, but anyway, yeah. What was the other one? Bad time. I wrote down everything, but like I said, if you don't have TubeBuddy, and yes, today I'm sponsoring TubeBuddy. You know what I'm saying? But it's free. Add it to your channel because I say start from there. If you got a channel and you don't have TubeBuddy connected to it, start with there. And then after you have that, say add the app, the TubeBuddy app to your channel because you can definitely check that TubeBuddy app and on your phone. Also, too, you can use what was it? Anyway, it was another one. I forgot the name of it. But what was he saying? Uh, you say you travel a lot. Hey, you would love going on a cruise. Um, but yeah, but yeah, but I understand that people get kind of frustrated with this YouTube thing because they're trying to figure out where to go with this. But and why they get kind of at a what do you call it plateau. Just like working out, you get to a plateau where it's like, man, how come I ain't losing no more weight? So you get to that, you're gonna get there in YouTube if you're not doing it correctly. So you got to remember those certain fundamentals. Those certain fundamentals that work for me, and like I said, is start with your thumbnail. But you first have to write down your content. Don't go, wing it. Don't wing your channel. You know what I'm saying? That's real. Do not wing your channel. Actually write down your subjects. And I always say write down 100 subjects within your content of the type of stuff you want to do, is because you already have a platform of how many videos you already have in front of you that you can make. And then each video go into details about, so what you want in that first content, what you want on that second content. Why is it that I'm making this video? Y'all have to know why you're making a video. I mean, you might have a special skill that nobody have, and people may be interested in it. Somebody said that, bus driving. I like to see, bus drivers pick up kids every single day. But you want to be careful of that too, because you're dealing with kids. You want to keep kids, other people kids out of the video. You know what I'm saying? So I don't recommend that. I'm not recommending that either. You know what I'm saying? Right now, YouTube has been real finicky about children. That's understandable. There's a lot of creeps out there, so you want to definitely be careful. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with that, you know, and making sure that you put stuff out there that won't be flagged, because you can be flagged, and that's one thing about, you will not be monetized if you're flagged. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be careful what you put out there to those that are viewing your channel. I'm only making stuff that makes sense. You know what I'm saying, to my channel, what I'm doing and stuff like that. I don't really want to go off my channel. Some people say it's good to make more than one channel. You do what you have to do, but you got to remember, you look at it in a reality sense. Okay, make two channels, right? Okay, how bad is it to work two jobs? You go from one job to the next job. You got to maintain this one job, and then you got to go maintain another job. That's going to be exhausted at the same time. So you look at it that way. If you can handle two jobs and juggle two jobs, oh, hey, go ahead. But the thing is, if you put all your work and time and effort into one channel, you know what I'm saying, imagine how successful that channel is going to be. So you definitely want to look at it that way, as a business and as a job. Make sure you have, this is what I was going to say, make sure you have, well, I'm going to apologize. Phone rang at the same time. Anyway, you said, make sure when you're writing, you're, thinking about certain content, that you're consistent with it. You know what I'm saying? Uploading it, you know what I'm saying? Putting it in, putting it up on YouTube and stuff like that with your consistent names, titles, and those are, and I'm gonna keep repeating this because you need to understand why things don't work for you. You know, like say for instance, autism family, right? There's a section of videos for autistic children, men and women as adults, and there's a need for that because a lot of people don't understand, how, these children and these type of families function and difficulties that they go through. And I mean, I work with a lot of autistic children, You know what I'm saying? So I understand it. It attracted me to want to watch their video because I had a young man in elementary that and I had learned him. He learned me, and I learned him. I was a one-on-one aide. And I didn't know nothing about autism at all. But when I learned him and learned his tics and his stimmings and what noises that bothered him and we had a bond. We grew together, and he was only 1 years old, and he didn't speak, saying at all. His parents taught him sign language because he didn't talk. But actuality, they didn't know that he really could talk. But I got that out of him because it was weird to see him reading, putting a book into his. I mean, looking at a book, and I'm wondering if he can read. So I kept watching him, and I was like, I wonder if he's actually reading. So uh, uh, um, I asked him to read, and he literally knew how to read a book that was, far, out of his league, you know, that I thought. But this dude could read at a 12th grade level, but he was in the first grade. But it was shocking. But he was mimicking. He understood how his teacher was reading. He understood how the punctuations, the question marks, and the periods. He knew how to read very well, and it shocked his parents to understand that their own child. They didn't know their own child. They can read, but it was amazing. To see that. And it was heartwarming too because the parents they were so emotional about the situation because it was just so like, wow, my child, can do things I never even thought he could do. So I became his tutor. I mean, we had a strong bond for years. I mean, he would do things for me that he never did for anybody. And I mean, he's older now. He's a teenager now in Los Angeles. But I mean, it was just amazing. So but anyway, I got into the story, but it was just watching their videos of the young daughter, and how they function, going to Walmart, hanging out and the Audis and different things like that. It was just awesome, said to see, a child, anyway, let me go. But I liked the video. I enjoyed, watching them, their whole family. But yeah, and sometimes when I go back to Los Angeles, I go see the family. He's a big boy now. He's about 6 foot, 6 feet now. He was only 3 feet at the time when I was tutoring him. But it was cool. I go back and forth and go check him out. But yeah, these type of things people like to watch, like D barbecue. D backyard barbecue. I like barbecue. I'm a barbecue man. I just ain't did a video on barbecue, but I get down too. But I do like to watch, other recipes and stuff like that. I like to barbecue as well. What do you say? Yeah, it's gonna take time. What I do realize is they figure out when they're ready to talk. And that was kind of what we found out when we talked to the speech therapist and the different ones that he was dealing with. They learn how to. I mean, they in their due time learn what they want to learn when they want to learn it. You know, so I mean, it was okay. We take the good with the bad when he was we were dealing with him. Because it's his choice at the end of the day. Like it's her choice to decide if she wants to talk. But we pray for you guys. I mean, she's doing well, growing up, beautiful young lady. So it's cool. But yeah, D. I'm about to make some barbecue too. I'll be checking out JB. I'm not sure D if you familiar with JB barbecue, but I'll be checking him out as well. Because I barbecue, but I'm a California barbecue person, but my daddy from Chicago, so I got all his recipes. Here in Texas, they smoke everything. I mean, like other places. So I'm not used to the smoke aspect of it right away. But being a caterer, I have a catering business, so we gotta get out on that barbecue a little bit more faster, to get to our to our customers. But yeah, I like to get out on barbecuing. But anyway, any questions do you guys have for me? Regarding YouTube. YouTube is let me see. Let me read what you said. Did I press it? Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry about that. YouTube is hard work, and most of all, you all have jobs outside of YouTube. I thought of two channels. I think it's two channels frustrating. Exactly. It can be frustrating because just one alone is hectic all by itself. You know, having more than one channel. Oh, you met JB in the chat. Where you from, D? What state you from? I mean, that state. What city? Where you from? Yeah, I can't wait to see you get in. Oh yeah, I always do. I just got my yard cut down because we had some bad rain out here and it shot up like crazy. So now that we got to cut down, I'm about to get down on that grill. The weather's cooling down. This whole entire summer, I didn't barbecue nothing, and that's not That's not usual for me. Whoa, you from Columbus? Nice to have you from. Nice to have you in Columbus, Miss Venus. Can you provide us with some wisdom, Miss Lady? I would like to pick on Venus. She cool peoples. I told you we're going to have to get out there and get something to eat. Let's see. What you say? Right. That's why I had to cut it down. So we good now. So I'm about to get down in the back because I got some. We're gonna try to lay some concrete down back there. I'm trying to make a little patio area. I'll be putting Venus on the spot, but she be having some wise wisdom. But anyway, um, yeah, I just saw JB at the Dallas game. My boy didn't get back on live. After the game they lost. I hope he ain't in his feelings, man, because Dallas. He was riding for Dallas. He was over there clowning my boys, though. I'm a Raiders fan, but I mean, I'm not dedicated. I'm a Raiders fan, but I'm not. I go who wins. What, you know, you can say I'm a bandwagon. I jump on the bandwagon in a minute and say, okay, what'd you say, JB? I mean, I'm sorry. What you say, D? Said we are spot on with the children. My daughter is oh, okay, and so is he. Right. Yeah. I mean, one thing is they speak when they want to speak. They do it, and it's no pressure. Just help, push them to speak. Hey, just love them the same. Ah, she said, Venus said, "Boo to the Raiders." Nah, nah. Bears. Y'all know Bears all day. My dad would say the same thing if he was in the house. He had just left earlier. You know what I'm saying? So hey, look. I look. I'm in between. See, he's Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I'm Los Angeles. So I had to come in a medium. That's why when the Cubs won, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Believe me, we was hitting it. We was hitting that ceiling. 75 years. Oh, you know what I'm saying? With hey, in the World Series. Believe that. My pops was waiting all his life. He could die peacefully knowing that the Chicago Cubs won. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, mind you, the last time they won is when he was 5 years old. So he good. So we still have a little Chicago blood up here with the California, but I have to pick and choose my battles. Yep. What's going on, sis? Where you at, man? Skip. Hey, Miss Sis, how you doing? What's that? La Bella Pearl. Hey, if I butchered your name, I apologize. You know, but I'm gonna call you Pearl. Yeah, welcome, welcome. What'd you say? You already? Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to get down though. I ain't. Oh no. The grass is cool. You know what I'm saying? It just needed to get cut. I'm good on that grass. I ain't about to put no fertilizer down. That'll make the thing grow. Right now, I'm good. We in Texas, so it's gonna rain sometime soon. So I got to be careful of that. What I'm saying, it get high fast out here. I'll be having some hay in the back. So but yeah, if you're new up in here, you're just coming in. We were talking about why your channel is not growing, and I'm here to assist in helping your channel grow. So do a run it back. Don't copy other people channels. You know what I'm saying, and be careful always doing live because it really doesn't support your channel. In the long run. I'm not saying that people don't support your channel. I'm saying that live may be a dead channel that you can't use. And don't forget to sign up for TubeBuddy. It's free. I have a link right here that I'll apply the link in. If you haven't did it, it's vital. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do nothing else but sign up for YouTube, TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy actually steer you to all of these things that I'm telling you. You must, use TubeBuddy. It works hand in hand with YouTube. So don't forget to sign up for, apply it. It's real simple and easy to connect. Once you connect, you'll see it. It blends right in with YouTube. They work together. They're a sponsor to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, this is not something that takes you away from YouTube. It actually glues together to YouTube. So don't forget to use TubeBuddy. A lot of people use it. A lot of people are not aware of it because they don't use it much or they don't hear much about it, but it's always there to use. So don't forget to click on that link, or whenever you can, click that link and add it to your channel. If you're in here, don't forget to thumbs up the channel, please. You know what I'm saying? And support the channel. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to keep up our latest travel news, tips, and cruise. We have a travel vlog channel, so check out the videos if you like. We definitely help out on, travel advice from what you should bring to the latest packages they have. Should you have a cheers package on the cruise to all types of advice, as far as where to park at, where's the best places to stay, also too where to go in Houston, as far as different activities and stuff like that. So we provide a lot of video content as well. But this video is basically on helping channel. This live is about helping those that grow their channel. If you're new here again, this is about, hey, how you doing? What's up, PL? How's it going? Got PL brand in China. How you doing? And if you're new, like I said, if you're new in here, don't forget to click the thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Cause really appreciate the support. For all of you guys. we support you all, and I'm gonna let you know that. If I don't get to you today, more likely I always get to everybody today before I go to bed. I'll normally comment on everything that everybody, all the comments that you guys left me. So I'll make sure that I stay in here to stay in and support you guys. Also too, I'm giving tips on how to grow your channel if you can't figure it out. Saying those that see, a lot of people like to look at other people channels and say, like, man, saying, how come I ain't growing? Hey, what's up, beautiful? Oh, what's that beauty? I haven't heard this beautiful voice she has. Every time I watch her voice, she be singing. I saw your karaoke video too. You out of Florida? That's right. I was watching you get down on that spaghetti. What's it called? Manzini? Yeah, something like that. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. If you're new here, once again, this is helping small channels. I mean, you might be thinking small, meaning under 1,000 or something like that. But this helps across the board with everybody. The advice as far as how to grow your channel, because some people get stalled at a certain point. Like, how come what I'm saying people are falling off, or how come people are not subscribing to my channel and stuff like that. Well, no, number one thing, the reason why people are not subscribing to your channel is because people don't feel that your content is something they want to stay looking at. It's like, okay, they take it in like, oh, it was cool, and that's it, and they move on. Now, I'm not talking about all of our content creators. I'm talking about those that are not content creators and just watching, watching the video. So a lot of people are like, man, I have this many videos, but I don't have this many subscribers subscribing in fast enough. Hey, if you make videos that people actually want to watch, people are actually going to subscribe. If you're actually giving them advice, people, especially good advice, people are going to subscribe to your channel. But don't expect people to subscribe if you haven't put in the work on your channel. You have to put, a good foundation to your channel. Like the Bible said, you got to have a foundation. Can't be on, some sand or rock mass. Your house gonna fall down if you don't have a solid foundation. So have a solid foundation in YouTube. So that's the reason why I mentioned have TubeBuddy, have good thumbnails, have good titles without, that makes sense. Don't be like, no, mind you, I don't know your family. So if you're saying the Johnson family is going on vacation, I don't know you. You got to actually put, something in there, the reason why, I should watch it. Just like a television show, I mentioned earlier. So you got to make sure you put something in there for me to come back to, or why I'm watching it, because if you give some great advice, say for instance that you're a motivator, and you know how to motivate people to do something, they will subscribe to your channel because there's something that you motivate them to do. But if you're just talking random about nothing, ain't nobody trying to hear you. I'm keeping it straight up because people be wondering why ain't nobody, subscribed to my channel? Why I'm getting no views, or how come I haven't made my 1K, or how come I ain't got to 4,000 watch hours? Well, it's all about the content that you're giving them. If it's something that they don't want to watch, or they just watch it for the time being. Oh, I watched it once, but it ain't coming back again. That's not a video you want to make. You want to think through what you're making. I mean, a lot of these, a lot of channels, since I see a lot of my beauty folks up in here, make channels on beauty. A lot of ladies out there want to know that. So they're going to come back to understand what products, work for her, may work for them. No matter if it's black, white, Spanish, they want to know what works. If you got kinky hair, and you know how to work it out with whatever product, they want to see that. You know what I'm saying? They definitely want to know those type of tips. I mean, like I said, my sister-in-law channel is going huge, and she's not even hardly on there, but she did a lot of hair content, you know what I'm saying, for nappy hair. And she don't have nappy hair, but, you know what I'm saying, natural hair. But some people have nappy hair, but they, you know, use certain products to help their hair out. You know, and other people want to know about that because you know, people want people. So many different products, thousands and thousands of products out there. They don't know what works. Now, if you're a chemist or you're into chemistry and you know how to make your own product, hey, you're on top of the game right there. You know what I'm saying? You can make your own products, sell your own products. You know what I'm saying, and then actually make your own commercials. You don't need YouTube. You just need the volume of people coming in. But making nice, you know, what I'm saying thumbnails draws people in from the beauty community. You know what I'm saying? You put a beautiful face with a product next to it, or you do a before and after. People want to see that. People are like, what does she do? What kind of foundation she put on her face? You know what I'm saying? What kind of, you know, I don't know all the women's stuff, but you know, lipstick, eyeliner, eyelashes. How does she put eyelashes on? You'd be surprised at how many women do not know how to put on eyelashes. You know, and seriously, you know what I'm saying? But they have people like you guys in the beauty industry that know how to do it, showing them. You know what I'm saying? And they're grateful for that. Now these type of videos people come back to. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna subscribe to. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I mean, if you're a little bit cute, you know, they'll come guys will come there just to watch you. You know what I'm saying? So you got a plus on that as well. It'll be funny, but anyway. But yeah, you understand what I'm saying is you have to have an attractive thumbnail for them to come back to. You know, why should I come there? So if you do a beauty, you know what I'm saying, and they don't know what that thumbnail is telling them, and you ain't got beauty on it or anything just bringing them in, they're not going to click on that video. Where, you know, and I'm, you know, just using you because I was using Mukbang all day long, you know, because there was a lot of Mukbang people out here. But I'm just saying, you know, also too, understanding the analytics. You know, people are like, oh man, you know, I don't want to get into all this techie stuff. Well, you got to know it. You got to understand it in order for you to grow. YouTube is, like I said, nothing to play with, nothing to play with. You know what I'm saying? You actually have to, you know what I'm saying, use what they recommend. And it works. They recommending it because they're telling you what will help you out. You can't go with the flow saying, oh, you know, my auntie such and such did it, my mama did it, you know what I'm saying, my homegirl, my cousin, you know what I'm saying, like that. Those things don't always work for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna go viral. I'm just gonna tell you that. You might be rare to go viral. It's, you know, rare viral. You might go trending. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a lot to figure that out. You know, and some people that go trending, they understand the algorithm and the analytics so well in the thumbnails that they hit, you know, say trending and go viral quickly because they understand that. So if you understand it and you know how to hit the right buttons to YouTube, oh, you're gonna go viral. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if you don't, you have to have the basic fundamentals. You can't, you know what I'm saying, you can't walk before you crawl. And that's anywhere. You know, that's just the basics about understanding how YouTube works. You know what I'm saying? You have to have, you know what I'm saying, you have to understand why to go live. Why are you going live? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like when I was watching Beauty, she was doing spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she was tasting it so good, I thought I was tasting it in my house. But watching her stuff, I was interested in, you know what I'm saying, the dish that she was making. So I was watching it. So that means the next person that might have caught on to her video, you know what I'm saying, go do the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? She attracted people in by what she's eating and her voice. She had a beautiful voice too at the same time. So, you know, you got a little sing along and you eat, you know what I'm saying? And she got on her little stool and got up. I'll just mess with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they made the cabinet so high too, but they need to bring them down. But anyway, you know, it's those things attract people. So sometimes you gotta sit down and actually think through, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing, what you want to create, what you want to make, and what you want to design. You know, for everybody. You know what I'm saying, that you want to come in. So you got to think of your audience. So if your audience is black, white, Spanish, you know what I'm saying, like that, what are they looking for? What are they looking out of you? If you got a general channel where it's like travel, where it doesn't matter what race you are or whatever like that, then you got to make that type of content that they're interested in. Like I made a video on Mr. Sancho's in Cozumel, Mexico. Everybody wants to go there. That's the most popular location in Cozumel, Mexico. So I made a video of that. So they were real interested in wanting to watch that. So I was, so I mean, and it's interesting in that one video, it surpassed, what I'm saying, all of my other videos, like that, so that gave me a key to like, oh, okay, they're looking for that type of content. A lot of my videos are going that way. And so you want to do the same thing, like, same thing. You want to look at your videos and see what made like 1,000 views or 500 views. Like say for instance, if you got a video that's got 75 views and then you got one saying 500 views, then you want look at, well, why they want to watch that video? Something in that video you did that brought them in. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you pull them in. I mean, watching this guy, what was the lady? Monk Baby channel. It's just funny because her beginning part, she be singing. And then I see another girl, she be rapping. You know what I'm saying? It's just hilarious to me. I may not get that far as to watching them eat because I don't like to watch people eat. That's just me. But when you add the hilarious, the humor into it, you kind of look by that. Like I saw somebody do a chip challenge. Oh, we were on our backs rolling. Now y'all can't tell me y'all be watching stuff like that. Saying y'all not laughing. That's exactly what I mean. People share that. They be like, look at these fools, man. They eat these hot chips. You know what I'm saying? They burning their butt out screaming through the house because they trying to find some milk or some ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That was hilarious to me. So you have to think of those type of content that people like to watch that you're going to film, even if it's live. If you're doing a live content, you know what I'm saying? You got to remember, content, what I'm saying, is only cool if people actually want to come back to watch it. That's the whole thing. So if you're talking about something that's benefiting them and they want to put it into their, playlist to watch later or watch at another time or to remember, what I'm saying, that's the type of stuff you want to create. You want to create, videos that are shareable videos. Shareable meaning that you can share them to your friends, to your family, or somebody else want to, not you per se, the person that's watching, saying, hey, mom, check this out. What I'm saying? Or get some kids saying, hey, look at this video. He acted a fool, or he did the belly flop contest. You know what I'm saying? You make videos like that, people are interested in that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and you don't want to make videos that are just, what do you call it? How people make news videos and it's just, at one, people watch it once, but it's kind of burnt out because, that's the type of information that's old. Well, that happens. You know what I'm saying? You can actually, excuse me. You can actually make videos that, uh, yeah, you can actually make videos that are dead ends. Nobody actually come back to. So you got to also to make sure, what I'm saying, you're not making a dead end video. And I'm trying to think of an example of a dead end video. Say for instance, you make a video about a cruise, not a cruise. Um, I can't think of it, but it'll come to me. But what I'm saying, making videos that are a dead end. You want to make sure they're not a dead end video. And I'm trying to think of how can I say that? Like, say for instance, if you're doing a live video and you just talk about your regular day, what's going on, and nothing exciting, but you just talking to people that follow you around, that's a dead end video. Nobody really gonna go back to watching that. You might get those hours and those people then, but who's gonna actually come back to that to watch it? Or see it unless you have a clickbait, thumbnail. And I don't recommend doing no clickbait thumbnail because you're not going to get a lot of people watching you, you're gonna really get a lot of thumbs down, or whatever like that, because it's not consistent on what you said. So people don't want to see that, you know. So you want to make sure you don't have a dead end video, you know. But like I said, thanks again for everybody, for checking in. I got about 10 minutes in. I mean, 10 minutes to go, and then I'll be out of here. But like I was asking you guys, any questions do you guys have for me besides what I already had answered? Because I do have another video that I'm coming out next week, on different tools that you can use to help your channel out, even if you're under 2,000. I mean, even 1K. I don't know why 2,000 keep popping up. That you can use, and under 2,000, under 1,000. So let me see. Let me think of anything else. What did I saw out there? Yeah, because I was looking at another channel, and a lot of people are real cool, and I like the fact that people are real supportive. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a family. So if you have a good family of 100 people or more, they're gonna be ride or die. They're gonna be your ride or die folks no matter what. And that's what you're looking for. You want to genuinely, you want to be their friend, as vice versa, them being your friend. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to accumulate a whole bunch of people that's not really, there for you. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be a friend too. You have to be supporting their channel. You have to actually go in there, check out their channels and stuff like that. I know everybody's busy. Yes, everybody's always busy. But at the same time, you want to make sure that, you know, that you support everybody. I mean, it's hard to keep up with over 600 people, but when they do upload stuff, or they do signal that they have a video, or they do have a live stream, check them out. You know what I'm saying? Go on there, check them out, and see how they do. How they do things and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? Just take away the fact that when you actually, making videos, make good content. Make good content. You know what I'm saying? Just don't. I mean, anybody can make a video, but you know what I'm saying. Only specific people can make good content that people will actually want to watch. You know what I'm saying? And that's same, like I said, with live streaming. I see a whole bunch of live streaming going out there, but they don't understand a lot of times why they're going live. They're just going live because they feel like they're trying to accumulate some time, some hours. You know what I'm saying? But if it ain't no content I want to come back to, then why are you making it? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it to discourage you, but I just something that you could think about. You know what I'm saying? Why am I actually going live? Why are you going live? You know what I'm saying? You have to actually ask yourself, what point am I going live? You know what I'm saying? There's actually what are the words that are coming out of my mouth that's gonna bring them back to watching my channel or watching this same video. Like if you got a subject, like I came up with a subject today to go live, you know what I'm saying? People may look at it, may not, you know what I'm saying? But if you come up with a subject, say for instance, a talk show subject, on relationships. A lot of people out there like to hear about relationships, your point of view of relationships, how to break up out of a relationship that's not healthy for you. People want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't have nobody to talk to explain, like what they're going through or relate. If you make a relatable video, you know what I'm saying, you more likely have a lifetime, subscriber, and they may go back to that video and watch it again just to hear the supportive advice. You know what I'm saying? So when you're making something, think of it that way. And think of it in a content um, like passive income, right? I'm gonna make a video specifically on passive income. A lot of people make videos on that, but some stuff is not really realistic that that fits me or fits people within my that I know. You know what I'm saying? So I want to explain certain passive income that they would it's reachable, like that. So you definitely want to make passive income that's reachable for people to understand, saying how to use that to make money. That makes sense. So, what I'm saying? So when you're making videos and making live videos like that, explaining that, that is a video that people are going to come back to. Because they were like, man, because people easily can forget information. So they would like to come back to check on that information again, or they would like to put it in a save, look at it later, or put it in a playlist like, oh man, what did he say again? Let me go back to that. Like it was an herbal guy, right? A herbal guy that I know, I watched him. A lot of people may be knowing him, but I'm not gonna say his name. But he has some real good information on how to build your credit, which that's what I was into. He said I only view content. Oh, I don't know why. He said I only view live with subjects or if I really support the person. I don't do random people. Yeah, me either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit there for hours and you're not really talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? You actually have to have some kind of content that I'm actually talking about. Like I like motivational speakers. So depending on whatever subject they talk about. I also too like to hear travel channels, what I'm saying, when they go live because they talk about things or the latest. Mind you, they're in my same genre of videos. So why wouldn't I hear, somebody in my same content and what they're talking about? Because it'll help me help benefit what I'm talking about too because they may say something that I didn't know about. You know what I'm saying? Where, that because we get news from each other. There's different sources where you can find information and stuff like that, but you have to search for them. So that's what I was saying. So when you create a channel, what I'm saying, in the beginning, what I'm saying, make sure you do the full research on why you should make this content. Why do I want to do it? How long term, how dedicated am I to this channel? Because going live, it's really not for everybody. Live is only was really can be set up for those actually having content, people coming back and forth too. Or like say for instance, I'm on a cruise, I go live and people see, check out the ship, or check out my room or check out the ocean. People like to see that. They want to know, like they want to experience with some people ain't never been on a cruise before, but they want to see, is it really rocky? You know what I'm saying? How is the food? Is it too crowded? You know what I'm saying? So they want to see from your perspective, and going live is great, for that point. Even, I'm just giving examples of live, but I'm not trying to pick on the live folks that are going live, but I'm saying, but I noticed that's a trend that a lot of people are doing, but you want to be careful of that because sometimes it can hurt your channel. That's the only reason why I'm saying be careful of going live because a lot of people don't realize that going live, in later in the future can hurt your channel because if you get monetized, say for instance you get monetized, you got some ads, and you want to add them to your channel. Okay, think about that. You add it to a channel that nobody actually watches. That means you ain't getting paid for that. It just ads sitting on there, not making no money. So, you don't look, what I'm saying, profitable to somebody there that might want to be might want to sponsor you because like, well, that's not something that people watch. What I'm saying? You want to make your videos attractive to people out there that's actually doing business. What I'm saying? You might be sponsoring luggage. You might be sponsoring a trip. You might be sponsoring hair products. You might sponsor, D got barbecue. It's D backyard barbecue. You might be sponsoring a pit. Or sponsoring charcoal. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that they look for. You got to remember, the end of the day, it's all about making money. It's not, what I'm saying? If you out here, like I said, making, saying just making videos just to be making videos, then go ahead. But when you making videos, make videos to benefit you at the end of the day. To say that, okay, I made this video. Somebody look at this video. They saw what I made. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. They know I know my recipes. I know my barbecue. You know what I'm saying? I know my charcoal. I know my pit. You know what I'm saying? So they interested in you, like, okay, he know what he talking about. So let me sponsor him on, tools. You know what I'm saying? Let me sponsor him on, you know, a new pit. Or let me just have him do a review of a new pit. Now, come on, you know what I'm saying? That's what you want. You know what I'm saying? You ain't paid for it. They gave you a free pit so you can get out there and get out on. You know what I'm saying? You just showing on a video and stuff like that. They paying you to sponsor their pit. They're for free. You know what I'm saying? They gave it to you for free, but you getting paid for doing it. You know what I'm saying? You have to actually look at that. That's one good reason to do something. Like for me, I'm going to travel. They may sponsor my cruise trip for free just to do a review of the bedrooms, review, same with a food critic, going to get some food. You might eat for free at this dinner, at this restaurant or this, food eatery spot, you know what I'm saying, because you're a foodie person. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole point. It's making good content to get to the next level of something that you never thought you would have or be able to do. That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? But making content that is meaningless don't make any sense. Like these folks out here doing mukbang, believe me, they high up doing mukbang. They ain't paying for that food. I'm gonna tell you that. Somebody's been sponsoring those ribs, those crabs. You know what I'm saying? Those lobsters. Somebody giving them that food for free. You know, so just like doing them chip challenges, they sending them chip challenges to them for free. They ain't paying $20 for no chip. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about that. You be thinking like, man, it may not tell you that. You know what I'm saying? That's probably, it's probably confidential, but they doing it though. Because if you doing it, the next person gonna want to do it. So you got tons and tons of people going out there want to get the same type of food. And they'll be like, oh, that look good. I'm gonna buy me some lobster. Oh, that look good. I'm gonna buy them steaks. You know what I'm saying? Like D doing the barbecue. You know what I'm saying? He might throw some good slab of ribs. You know what I'm saying? Maybe looking so good that he might be sponsored by, say, HEB or I'm not sure where you're from, or Kroger's or Ralph's. You know what I'm saying? They may give you some meat. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, oh, okay, where you get that from? You just put it on your video. Oh, sponsored by HEB. Don't forget to get your steaks over there at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you're doing in your video to get sponsored. That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't be just making random stuff and thinking that, okay, you're going to get on top. No, these people actually, specifically, if you watch them, they got specific foods, specific things that they're doing. Just like people go out there doing video, they may be sponsored by camera people. Or they may give them a camera to go in a video to sponsor that sponsored them, so they can use it, showing how well the camera do. And they might show the camera in the video every so often. So we're like, oh man, what kind of camera that is that? Or what kind of video? Videographer. Where you get that video footage from, or what did you use? So that intrigues people. To want to know. And a lot of times you can use Amazon affiliated link. Amazon affiliated link you can put down in your link descriptions. Like if he's doing barbecue, he can put a pit down there in the description, and he can D can get paid for that. You know what I'm saying? By putting it in the description, it might be like 10% of a $400 or $500 grill, but you got it in your description because people like the grill you got. You know what I'm saying? Or they like the tools you got, but you put all that stuff in there. Like I have affiliated links on my cooking channel where, it said all the equipment are setting up for catering. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think out the box sometimes of how to use these affiliated links to benefit you. You know what I'm saying? On your channel. What do you say? It says, what do you say? He said, that is how it works. I have a buddy that did the exact thing that you said, and he got sponsored. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You have to. You have to make content that gets sponsored. You know what I'm saying? Or you got to do things when you're creating a video to get that. I'm kind of passing up my 2-hour mark, but I'm gonna let you guys. I appreciate you all coming in. I gotta get out here and get down in that kitchen. But thanks for tuning in. And if you have a thumbs up, don't forget to thumbs up the channel. And I'm gonna be shooting out videos every Tuesday. But today, it kind of some kind of bothered me that I had to go live today, for Techy Tuesday, Techy Tip Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Because I noticed I seen a lot of trends out there, and they want to be careful how you do your trends, but make sure you have a foundation to your channel. You know what I'm saying? So, make sure you know what I'm saying, have your thumbnails, have your titles, don't be copying anybody, and be careful going live. And understand the analytics of your channel, and don't forget to sign up for TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is free of charge. It goes hand in hand with YouTube. You gotta link, link that channel together. You have to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one don't work without the other. But like I was saying, but having all these little tips helps you out one by one, little by little, what I'm saying, in your channel. So, you have to actually add them, in there in order for it to work. You're going to see it work. It's not going to work tomorrow, in a week from now. You look at it in a month from now, and see how well it works. And challenge your channel. If this thumbnail doesn't work within a couple of weeks, my year takes 48 hours for your analytics to actually reboot for each video. So you got to look at that too. The same way we went out or get off live, it doesn't right away give me the numbers until 2 days from now. So you got to think of those things when you actually, filming your videos, that it may not show right away, that people are watching your channel or watching your video, stuff like that, but it will show in a couple of days. But you have to be patient. Be patient with your channel. Stop rushing it. I'd rather you put out good content and have 2 or 3 videos than put out 50 videos that's garbage. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You got to make more and more, and that's how you get burnt out. Like, man, I filmed this. I did editing. I put the words in. I did this and that. It's like, make videos that people want to watch. Maybe throw a picture in there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, if you're talking about some meat, like D Cook, you know what I'm saying? D Cooks, maybe talk about the meat, but put the picture up in there. People might want to see that. What do you say? Oh, no problem, D. Anytime, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here to help everybody. You know what I'm saying? Get their channel on. But you have to think through your videos. So if I don't leave you with nothing, be consistent with your videos, make clickable, videos, and make sure you put thumbnails in there. Thumbnails that actually attract you. And look at your competitor. Look at who's out there doing exactly what you're doing, and see how theirs working well. And always check a subject. If you write down 100 videos, say write down 100 subjects. Each subject, do research on. You know what I'm saying? Do research on that one. See what the thumbnails are. See what the titles are. See what the tags are. See what the descriptions are. And that's where you start with. And whoever's your competitor within a year's time, say a year down, that same subject, don't go no further than that. Year down, whoever got the most views, that's who you follow. That's who you copy, similarities, what I'm saying, into your video. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be the same video footage, but the thumbnails could be, somewhat almost similar. Video content, even if you're just talking about a situation or doing hair or doing eyes or doing makeup or cutting hair or barbecuing or doing mukbang, do your research on your competitor. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think Kroger's, H-E-B, they all do research on their competitors? If you wonder why they all got almost a similar sales, because they got somebody coming to their store and want to see, what he got on sale or what Walmart got on sale. Black Friday about to come up. You know what I'm saying? Don't you notice they be having similar sales? Walmart, Target, you know what I'm saying? And all of other stores, I ain't giving them shout outs, but I'm just saying that's one way to think about it. Broaden your mind on how you think about how to create your channel. See you guys. This is KC from Shawn and Casey on Vacay Mode. This is Techy Tuesday. Thank you for hanging in with me, and I hope, so I was able to get across to you guys, because even if I had one person that understood exactly what I said, it just made my day. And don't forget to leave a comment below, not in the chat, but when I get out of here, leave a comment below. And if you have a thumbs up, go ahead and thumbs up. If you haven't joined, come on and join. Like that. But I'm going to keep it up for you guys. I don't mind. But like I said, even if I had one channel, get big and help out and, support, it was worth my while. But see you guys on Vacay Mode. Hopefully I can see y'all on the trip with me. See you later. Go.